what you said to me at the end of the set. Where do you want to start?
I'll start at 32.
Meet you in the house.
And I want to
Quick, we have to.
28 off. And I want to
The rubber part is where I can. It's where I can too.
be up.
Get up. By yourself. We'll have to dry up.
Sounds perfect to me. If you follow through on all that, this will be a lot of fun for all of us. I won't have to do anything. We can just sit in the boat and hang out while you do your thing back there. All right, let's get. What's that?
I hope you get that. After watching yesterday,
Come here,
I was aggravated by the time I was turning. My ski is just like looking down.
You know, it's okay when it's time to turn if the ski's heading down course as long as you're over it. But if it's heading down course and your body's still back behind it, you got no control of it. You got to bring it back around, and that's difficult. Okay, let's do it. Ice cold water. It's amazing. What happened in Troy? Are we supposed to share with Jessica?
Oh, at the church.
Okay.
Oh, he took care of me first.
During a church service away, dude.
Yeah. And he got away.
They should hang him in a magnolia tree like they used to do to black people in the slavery time. So the offside, kind of do it just like you showed me on the dock. You have that shift. You're driving through the front knee. But the thing, and this is the reason when you asked me day before yesterday, I said it wouldn't hurt if you want to bring it down a little bit. On the onside, you don't have the time to get up over your front foot or to get in front of your front foot so that your body mass brings the tip of the ski in or brings pressure on the tip of the ski. It's always pushed in front of you a little bit, okay? When you watch the video, be more critical of where the ski is relative to you than where it's pointing, okay? But if it's pushed out to the point that we see the definition of this leg, then there's too much tension here, okay? It literally looks like I can't show you because I don't have muscles in my leg, but it's like flex. You can see your quad and everything when that ski's pushed in front of you. And I think a lot of that is you trying to fight the ski around instead of getting over it and using simple body mass to make it carve in, okay? So we can stay at this speed, but you have to stick to the idea that if you come off of 1 and you're not in a position to really get to 2, then don't rush yourself. Transition, come up over it, and really let your body fall off the inside edge to create that carving, okay? But you kind of you got to come over it first.
So I come over it with my hips.
With your hips, and the reaching arm's going to help with that. So you transition as you're riding out. This half's going to drive up and out so that you're up over the hips up over the front foot, and then you're just going to slide it right back in, okay? Is that what you would have said?
Yeah. Precisely.
Here we go.
So cool.
You just calm down when you didn't have to chase it. Best thing that happened to you right there was getting all wonky at 1 where you didn't have a chance at 2, because then you calm down. Now, here's a big picture, and don't take this the wrong way, because I have to say this to myself too. We're at a pace right now, maybe not always, but right now, where at that speed, trying to keep up with those 6 buoys, you don't have the opportunity to cover every little piece that we have to work with. It all happens too fast at some point and things get left behind. I'm perfectly okay with that if you're okay with doing what you just did, where you miss a buoy and no big deal. But what I'd like to see is even from the start, make it perfect at 1 and 2. You don't necessarily try to go around them at this moment. Use 32 miles per hour, 28 off, that's fine. But stay on time with the course without trying to get around the buoys in the course. So we can see you do it methodically. And that's what it takes with any sport, any activity. We got to do it slowly enough that you can build new muscle memory, then you pick the pace up. Okay? Can't change it in stride. All right, let's run one here. Don't even try to go outside of 1. Just go lighter at the start. So you're just swinging out, shifting in, swinging out, shifting in, okay?
This is cool.
What's that?
This is so cool. Thanks for letting me ride.
Oh, no, absolutely. We don't get a ton of ladies out here, so it's nicer for you to ride with us. There's a bunch of dudes.
That's no fun.
Not for me. Country and Western singer right there.
I'm done for, man.
You just created a new training ground right there. Now, to me, movement-wise, the last 4 going that way were better than this pass. But in this pass, you were in the moment the whole time, right?
Right.
Because you toned it down. You were about that far from running the course. And I say that far because that's pretty much a buoy width.
Right.
So you weren't, it's not like you were obscenely narrow. You just weren't, you didn't have the buoys as obstacles. At 1 and 2, you were wide enough and turned early, which is great. And by the end, you were getting later, but you were still staying to buoy width. And at like 4, you pushed the buoy out of the way. So the long-term point of that is, it's not much harder to run the pass. But in your head, when you go to run the pass, all that other crap goes out the window, and it's where's the buoy, where's the buoy, where's the buoy, where's the buoy, where's the buoy. That's just psychosis of a water skier. Do what you just did repeatedly. Let that be the way that you practice these details. So we're going to go do it again with that same intensity. But every time you transition, it's about getting up over your feet before you worry about coming in, and then your lower body shifts first. But you got to get over the feet first. So out, up, and slide in. Okay?
Grace asked what P.O. box is yours.
1108.
Post office is closed from 1 to 2:30.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be this late. That's fine. Tell her I can ship later.
Tell her to get the P.O. box, the mail to the P.O. box, ship it at the UPS store in the grocery store shopping center on the way back. Alright, whoops, I went around 2. That's good. thought he got better. 1 and 2 were good. Now here's what's funny. The brain says when you transition, kind of says, oh shit for a second, I gotta hurry back. At 1, at 2, you took more time to get in the right position, and where'd you go? Around the buoy. Because by kind of coming up, you kept the energy out. The ski carried a little wider. It was excellent. Good stuff. Let's go do it again. We're not changing the MO. I'm just sitting up here squawking. Not doing anything.
It's your driver.
It's because you're well hydrated.
Trust me, if you're ever anywhere and nobody's taking credit for the good stuff and Zane's around, he will take credit.
Oh, trust me.
Whether he was even there.
He took the credit away from Ava and Lily the other day.
Not surprised.
All right, here. Yeah, driver.
One ball was the stuff of champions, wasn't it? Not bad at all. 2, you just ran over it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it hit me and I just kind of bounced off of it.
Yeah.
Surprised I didn't need it.
What do you feel? How would you feel about going like 31.9? Just a little edge so that you're don't have to chase as much, where it might sling you around some buoys without having to hustle. Okay. Good stuff, dude.
Let's go beat the dust.
Let's go before the dust comes over and hits us. Pretty good. Who's on it?
He took me by Trophy Lakes.
What's that?
He took me by Trophy Lakes.
Oh, yeah?
Showed me old stomping ground.
Yeah,
It's pretty over there.
it's a cool place.
Good.
That was awesome. Now,
It's over, man.
well, buoys are on the inside, right? So on these turns, so your tendency can and will be to move to the inside more than you keep your body up and open to the outside. If the buoys are on the outside of your turns, it's pretty easy to stay up. As soon as they're over here, you have a tendency to close down, which is overleading. Because once you turn, you've got heavy shoulders. It wasn't bad, but you were kind of closed off a little bit. Stay up, open, okay? Let's go down and drop. We'll do a couple more.
head position problem?
Say that again.
Is it mostly a head positioning problem?
Head positioning or hip positioning? Yes. Not in the sense of having the cranium up via noose,
Right.
but
Exactly.
but yeah, it's head positioning. Now, here's the other thing now. With our bodies, you can pick any body part you want to change a positioning problem. If your head's down and we say bring your hips up, generally speaking, your head's going to have to get out of the way. I'm not saying that's the answer, but you can experiment with that over time. If you see that your head's dropping a lot, yeah, usually we say bring the eyes up. That's number one. But in the process too, as you're reaching, make sure this part of your body's moving with that reaching line. And I actually still look at it because I'm a little bit egotistical. It's almost like you're posing when you come in the ball. Right. Like, look at how well I can do this. So as you drive out there, instead of thinking, oh crap, I gotta go to the other side, you get up into the best position you can be in, which is a proud upright position as that reaching arm goes out, then you can slide right back in. Okay?
Okay.
Is that?
Like a blue heron.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Alright, here. Yeah, Robert.
That was great, man. Now, here's the big thing.
Okay.
Great that you ran 6, but at 1, it was much better. You were up and kind of riding through. You didn't close off and become sort of kyphotic or curved with your spine and your body, okay? Keep it up so you stay on top of your feet. Now, if right now I said, hey, you know what, let's go 34, or let's run a fast 32. Probably, just like any of us, when we challenge you, you're going to go right back to what you were doing. You're going to come through the wakes and go, there's the buoy, I got to rush, and you're going to pull back with your hips, and you're never going to get on top of the ski. So you've got to have a rehearsal here, a lot of it, where you can run it. That may be different every day.
Right.
There may be a day where you go, man, I got to go 31 miles per hour. Fine, who cares?
Okay.
Speed's arbitrary.
Right.
Okay?
Muscle memory.
It's all about muscle memory.
Noggin memory.
That's exactly right. The two together is dangerous, but awesome.
Yes, true.
Let's run one more of those, all right? Great job, man.
He smells that deer.
Alright, here.
I smell it right now. You smell it? We had a dead deer in the lake this morning. Zane had to go lasso it like a cowboy
Oh, no.
to the big heavy equipment they have.
He's down there right where it was at,
It
dude.
smells pretty bad. Where is it now? Oh, the heron's down there. Huh?
I got it.
Like curling. Is that what you
Just
said?
like curling.
You know how curling works?
Yeah.
He says that every time he drops them at the dock. He's got control of where they end up. So it's
I
like
see.
curling. He's just sliding them towards the dock. Until one of them hits it and he's like, oh yeah, that was their fault.
Yeah,
That-
of course.
that is sexual.
Obviously. Yeah. Are you in that don't be that guy video?
He's not. He's not. He wasn't here.
That was hilarious.